It took me 6 years of working out to finally hit 315. I started lifting at 12, and by age 18, I had finally did it. I hit the big 315, but the only problem was, for those 6 years, I made these 3 crucial mistakes that dramatically slowed my progress. And in this video, I'm going to share with you what they were and how you can fix them. So if you have yet to bench 315, or maybe can't do it for reps, this is the perfect video for you. Now, what were those 3 mistakes? Well, they had to do with my form. One of the most common and well-known tips people give on improving their bench press is to retract or fold back your shoulder blades and drive with your legs. Now, this works because when you're moving your shoulder blades or retracting your scapula back, you're actually giving more of your chest into the lift. Whereas before, because of the position of your shoulders, it was a lot of front delt. And this can lead to injury or just a smaller bench press, as you're using a disproportionate amount of your front deltoid compared to your chest, which is supposed to be the main driver of the bench press. Folding your shoulder blades back and pushing with your legs prones your body and puts it in the most capable position to lift the weight off of your chest. And the second tip, which is slightly less well known, is you actually want to lower your shoulders. Now, what I mean by this is pretty simple. A lot of people, when they bench press, they lay down on the bar like this. Now, this might seem normal, but you're actually putting too much strain on your shoulder joint, and it's using a disproportionate amount of your front delt to push the weight. So in combination with the first tip of retracting your shoulders or your scapula back and pushing with your legs, you also want to change the way you push the bench press from here down to here. And so you want the bar to rest at the bottom of the rep just below your pectoral muscles. This allows you to actually push with your full chest instead of using your shoulders, which eventually is going to cause an injury in the future. The reason why it's so important at the bottom of your rep to have the barbell rest just beneath your chest is it allows your shoulders to actually push in a straight line. Whereas if after you were to lower your elbows, if you were to still let the bar touch in the center of your chest, you're pushing up at a diagonal and not in a straight, easy line. This is going to put a lot of disproportionate strain on your shoulders and front delt. Now, coinciding with this is the third tip. And this one is actually a two-parter. And it has to do with before you even pick up the weight to begin with. Let me explain. When you actually lie down on the bench, you want to make sure that the barbell that's on the rack looks like it's sitting just beneath your chin. This is so that when you actually lift the bar off of the rack, your shoulders don't have to do a full 30 degrees to actually put it in position for you to start your reps. So the safest thing to do is actually start with the bar looking like it's right beneath your chin. Now when you pick it up, there's very little room your shoulders have to move, as it's essentially already in the position and ready to be dropped down on your chest. I see a lot of people, they get down on the bench and the bar looks like it's hovering around their forehead or on their mouth. This is not good, because when you actually pick up that weight, now your shoulders have a bunch of pressure on them and they have to move it like 30 degrees before it's even ready to actually be brought down on your chest. What you want to do is you want to actually start with the bar hovering just beneath your chin, so that when you pick it up, the bar doesn't even really have to move. You just pick it up and you can just start benching and bring it just beneath your chest. This is the safest and most effective way to lift up heavy weight. You want to do this with every set, but of course it's most important with heavier weight, as the heavier the weight, the more is disproportionately put on your shoulder when it has to move that 30 degrees because you decided not to start with the bar hovering just below your chin. Now the second part of the third tip is before you pick up the weight, at this point it's hovering beneath your chin, you got your shoulders retracted back, you're pushing with your legs, and your elbows are lowered, so you can actually get a good drive with your chest. At this point, before you pick up the weight, especially if it's a heavy weight like you're doing a set of 5 or even a PR, you want to first build up that tension into the barbell. So this way, when you pick up the weight, it's not a boom, it's not a jerk, because you don't want that, because your body is not going to be ready for that and you can actually get injured very easily. What you want to do is put your hands on the bar and slowly push, put in more tension, and slowly push in, put in more force, more pounds of pressure onto that bar until then it slowly lifts up. You don't want to immediately just try to pick it up. You actually waste more energy just is picking up right away because her chest isn't fully primed and ready. Whereas you can actually give yourself a mini warm-up and a mini lead-up to that bench press if you slowly put in pressure before it's actually lifted up. Now let me know if these tips made sense to you guys. If you still need help understanding or need more clarification, please drop a question in the comments. I'm pretty quick to reply. I appreciate your time watching this video. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.